Hi Capricorn, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name's Carol, and I want to welcome you to this channel. If you're new, it's a new channel. I started it in December 2023, and yeah. So if you're coming back, welcome back. If you're new, hope you subscribe. So what we're going to do today is this is your mid-month reading for April 2024, and at the end I'll link your reading that I did for you at the beginning of the month. But today we're going to be doing the Yellow Cardinal Cross. And I like this because it really gives me an overview of what's going on with you. So in the 1 and 2 position, we're going to be looking at what sort of issue you're sitting with right now. Maybe it's a pattern that's showing up in your life. Maybe it's a struggle of some sort of decision you have to make. Could be something to do with relationships right now, something you need to let go of, something you're holding on to. And so that's 1 and 2. Now the 2 will always clarify for me. Maybe it also could be tell me what's obscuring it. That's why you can't really get at it. And then in the number 2 position, the number 3 position, we're going to look at what you're consciously aware of. So that means, like, if we were to sit down and talk about this issue that you're dealing with, you know, tell me what's going on. And number 4 is the interesting part of this reading, really, because it tells us what you need to heal, because it's something that's sitting in your unconscious, and so it's something that's sitting in your shadow. And if you're not familiar with that term, shadow. Like, we're going to be doing really a little bit of shadow work here, and I've left a video in my description box. It's actually the first video that I did. It's a really good video on how to do shadow work and how I do it, and you know how it's helped me with my own healing journey that I'm continuing to be on. Because whatever's sitting in your unconscious is really what's driving everything. It drives all our relationships in our life. It really does. It affects it. It has the most impact on it. But it's the stuff we don't see, because it's the stuff that we've buried from our childhood, from our adolescence. We put it away. A lot of times it's shame, it's trauma, it's memories. But then there's also a lot of gifts that are, there's gifts that are sitting there, things that we were meant to do, why we came here, what our true purpose is. And so that's what's coming up, because we need to heal that in order to resolve the situation you're sitting in. Then in the top position, we're going to look at, well, what's needed here for resolution. And finally, in the 6th position is kind of the understanding here. It's the resolution. What's the understanding? Kind of sums up everything. A little bit of guidance from the tarot. So I'm going to be using the Light Seer's Tarot for the main part. I'm going to clarify a little bit with the Rider-Waite, and then I'm going to leave you with an oracle from the Secrets of the Ancestors. And that's good. It's going to sum up a little bit about what's been going on with you. Gives us a bit more clarification maybe. Okay, so let's begin with card number 1 and 2 for what situation you're sitting in. Let's give me a little bit of indication of what's going on with you right now, Capricorn. And I have 2, so I'm going to take them. Then we're going to take the High Priestess as the situation that you're sitting in right now. And then I want to, she's in reverse. And the Hierophant card is what's obscuring this or clarifying the High Priestess. I'm probably going to say obscuring it. All right, so 3rd position. What are you consciously aware of? Let's sit down. Tell me, what are you aware of? What do you know about this situation if we had to talk about it? Well, it's the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. And what's coming up in your shadow right here? So what are you unconsciously, what's coming up from your unconscious that you need to heal? And I just want 1 card here. What's coming up that you need to heal? There's 3 there. Sometimes it gets a little bit messy. Okay, we finally got it. The Knight of Swords in reverse has come out for you. That's sitting here for you to heal. And at the top, we have what's needed for the resolution. What's needed for the resolution, number 5. That came out. The 8 of Swords in reverse. That's what's needed. And then finally, some guidance from the tarot here, what the resolution is or the understanding about everything. One card, please. What's needed? One card, please, not what's needed. Guidance from the tarot. Oops. That does not want to come out. Oh, there we go. The Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups. It was stuck at the beginning. All right, so I'm going to keep this little Rider-Waite deck on hand in case I want to clarify anything here. So the High Priestess comes out. So what are you sitting in? What's your issue that you're dealing with, Capricorn, right now? Well, the High Priestess comes out, and the High Priestess is number 2 major arcana card. The archetypal forces, feminine force. And the feminine archetype is divided into 2 cards here in the major arcana. And the first one is the High Priestess, which is number 2. And then the Empress comes right after her. Now, the High Priestess is all about our inner guidance, our inner knowing, right? It's all about, you know, a lot of times, well, most of the time it's our ego that really drives us through our life, and you know, it's all our belief systems, and it's really our guidance system in life. But we have another guidance system that is, you know, so much more powerful than our ego, and that is our own inner guidance system, our own inner knowing, which is the High Priestess. But she's blocked right now for you. Now, so there's something here like, so your own inner knowing, you know, it's your truth, it's your authenticity, it's like who you really are is blocked because the Hierophant comes up here. And the Hierophant card kind of, I thought it was obscuring, but now I'm seeing how it's clarifying it really. The Hierophant is that card of, it's number 5, and it's about conflict. It's also about change. That's what number 5 is about, conflict and change. But the Hierophant card is all about our obedience, our own obedience system. Like, where did we learn what is right and what is wrong? Like, who taught us that when we were younger? Could have been a religion if we were raised with a religion. Could have been, you know, what our parents taught us was right and wrong. People in our lives, people that were in, you know, authority positions in our life taught us what is right and what's wrong. And so I'm seeing here that, and maybe it's a bit of, you know, this inner knowing here. There's this Hierophant card, this sense of obedience about things is really what's blocking this inner knowing of who you really are. Because you have been told when you were younger what's right, what's wrong about yourself, you know, but really, it's not necessarily what you believe about certain things about yourself, but because it's blocked here. And so because you have this inner knowing, you know who you are. But people have, I think, when you were growing up, kind of told you things and you believed them, because we all do when we're young, we're vulnerable. And you've continued to believe those and carry them on. And so this is kind of what's going on. This is the situation you're sitting here right now. I just want one more card here for clarification. And just to clarify something here for me. Yeah, the Page of Wands is coming up here. So when the Page of Wands when the page comes up, first of all, the page in my deck is our inner children. You know, I think there's an inner child here, which I was right in that, you know, these are belief systems from your childhood. But there's a part of you that needs some healing. Whenever a page comes up, it's about healing. And it's the Wands. It's about our purpose. Wands are about our purpose and what we came here to do. You know, what we want to do. What kind of direction we want to take our life in. And I think that's what you're dealing with here. You're dealing with an inner child. belief systems about yourself, what you've been told by people, and your inner guidance is blocked right now. So there's a lot going on, and I want to say, Capricorn, there's a lot going on with you right now, but you have an inner child here that needs some healing for sure, which is going to help you with this situation. Now, let's keep on going because this will get a little bit more clear. So what are you consciously aware of? Well, the Queen of Cups has come up. The Queen is our feminine side. We all have a feminine side and we all have a masculine side. Doesn't matter what gender you are. The feminine side's all about emotions. She's the Queen of Cups. She's about feeling. And so you're quite aware of your feelings around this whole situation. I think you're having a lot of feelings around. There's some, I think what's happening is there's a lot stirring in you right now. This kind of the impression I got, like there's a lot going on, but there's a lot stirring. And usually, I mean, when you have an inner child that needs healing here, that's coming up for your situation here, beginning, well, definitely there's some emotions that, you know, constantly you're aware of. And a lot of times with our inner children, there are emotions like grief that needs to be felt, anger sometimes, right? And so this Queen is coming up here, and I'm going to clarify the Queen of Cups, what you're consciously aware of, just to give me a little bit more clarification on the emotions here. Well, the Queen of Swords is also coming up too. So you have a Queen that clarifies a Queen. Definitely all about our feminine side. The Cups is about emotions, and this particular Queen is about our truth, who we really are, our authentic self, right? And she's going to cut through all the bullshit right here. And so you're trying to get back to, you know, who you really are, this inner knowing, because I think the Hierophant card tells me that there are certain things that you were told about yourself or about your sense of obedience and what you should do or shouldn't do, yet there's a lot of emotions that are coming up about this and you're needing to heal. What the Knight of Swords comes up, and this is what you need to heal. Now your Knight of Swords in reverse. Well, my Knights in my deck are all about, whenever they come out in a deck, in my deck, it doesn't matter what suit, it's all about freedom. That adolescent part of us that wants to be free, that wants nothing more to be free, to be authentic, right? Doesn't want anybody to control them. If you think of an adolescent, this is the Knight of Swords that's in reverse. And that is about our authenticity. So this is the second time we have a Queen here of Swords, and now we have the Knight. So this really screams to me that you're in a position where, like, you're really questioning, you know, this whole thing about who you really are. Maybe questioning some of those beliefs that, you know, you've been raised with the Hierophant, your sense of obedience and what's right and what's wrong. Well, whose beliefs are they? You know, trying to get to the truth of something, your authenticity. And it's in reverse here. So that tells me that you're dealing with, and I told you that your Page of Cups sometimes can have anger and grief. And because you have the Knight of Swords here in reverse, whenever one of my Knights are in reverse, tells me there's some anger here that needs to be dealt with. So kind of there's anger that's brewing, and there's some resistance here. It's sitting in your shadow. So you have some anger that's wanting to come up. Your Page of Wands needs to heal. You have an inner child that needs to heal, but you need to get to this anger, because anger is a secondary emotion. That means what's hiding, once you get through that, once you deal with your anger, which means I deal with it by writing. I write it. You know, these people that pissed me off or told me things when I was younger about myself that weren't true, or these belief systems I have, you know, how I was raised. There's a lot of grief that's sitting behind it. Anger is just a cover up. You know, if I think of these people that show their anger in ungrounded ways, you know, that's when the society gets on them and says, you know, anger is, society says it's a bad emotion. Well, it's not a bad emotion, because anger brings about change, you know, because when things are wrong in your life, you need to get angry, but you need to get angry in a grounded way, which is I get through my writing. And sometimes I'll take a bat to my mattress or a tennis racket or something, just to get rid of my anger so it doesn't spew out on other people. because there's some anger here that needs to come out in your shadow, that's buried in your shadow. And the Strength card comes out in reverse here. And the Strength card is all about getting at your emotions, but and going inwards. And you have the strength to do it. Here it is right here, but it's in reverse. So there's a part of you that, maybe you're scared to touch that anger of yours, you know? You're scared that if you touch this anger, if you start to look at some of this anger that you have that's buried here with this Knight of Swords, that it's going to take over you and you're going to lash out at somebody. And that's not true. If you do it in a way that's really grounded, like I said, through your journaling, or, you know, you can smash the shit out of your mattress with a tennis racket or something. But that's how you get to your anger that you need to get to right now. You have some anger here that's sitting here that needs to be healed. And so the Eight of Swords here comes as what's needed for resolution. Oh, well, in an upright position, this is reversed. In an upright position, the Eight of Swords says, you know, you're feeling like you're all tied up and you cannot get out of this situation. The Tarot wants to tell you that, you know, there is a way out of this situation, but you're feeling quite blocked and there's almost like a resistance to it. So what's needed is to realize that you can get out of this situation right here. And I'm going to just draw one more card here. Pull one more card for this Eight of Swords in reverse. You know, the universe says you can get out of this situation. I got too many. I just want one or two here. Okay, here we go. Well, the Eight of Cups comes up. Another 8, right? There's an infinity. 8's about, you know, many opportunities for you. Cups is walking away. Walking away from the situation that you're in. Taking the time out. Because it's in reverse here. So there's a real resistance. There is a way out of the situation you're in right now, but I'm seeing that, you know, there's a real resistance to taking some time out for yourself. You need to right now take some time out for you, Capricorn. You need to carve some time for stillness, some time for you to get back into your body, because the High Priestess is all about getting in touch with your intuition, getting in touch with who you really are, and getting in touch with this page right here that needs healing, getting in touch with your anger, right? That anger that you feel at probably this Hierophant, these people when you were younger that told you certain things about your, you know, what's right and what's wrong. Well, it's probably not what you felt, what you're feeling now. And so I'm feeling that there's some real anger here that you need to get in touch with. And Ace of Cups comes up as like the understanding here. Well, the understanding is this is a gift from the universe. This is another chance, another opportunity, a new opportunity to start to finally, you know, get some resolution about this situation. And start to find out, you know, once you start dealing with your anger, to find out what's behind there. And like I said, a lot of times it's grief. You need some grief, and you need to get in touch with. And one more card for this Ace of Cups. You need to get in touch with that grief. And the Ten of Pentacles comes up. Well, the Ten of Pentacles comes up because to me it's a generational card here, and you have this Kabbalistic. In the Ten of Pentacles, there's this Kabbalistic, it's called Kabbalistic Tree of Life here. It's from the Jewish culture. And it's a map. It's a map of wisdom, of finding out who we are and looking at where we came from. And this is what this generational card, and to me a lot of times it represents our generational trauma, right? So some things here that need to be looked at and healed from generations that's been handed down to us. We talked about the Hierophant card, you know, that's all about things that are handed down to us. And so here's a chance to do some real healing of our inner child, right? So Capricorn, I'm going to leave you with an oracle card here, and just to shed some more light on something from the ancestors. What do they want to tell us here about this whole situation? Well, here's, wow. You got the Star card. It's called Spiritual Rebirth for you, number 17. So let's take a look at that. And then if you want to, I'm going to link right below this reading. I don't know if I said that already, but I did a reading for you in April. So I'll link it at the end, sorry, of this reading. So let's read about 17, the Star, Spiritual Rebirth for you. Hello, season of renewal. There's sunshine after the storm. You've been through it. Like those who came before, you are more than a survivor. You are a thriver. Others are seeing your beauty inside and out. Being vulnerable can feel emotionally awkward, but allow your vulnerability to be a strength and superpower. Come as you are. Step into the limelight. Be seen. Be heard. Be a movement. You are the star of your own show called life. You are blessed. This is a lush, beautiful, fertile season of transformation for you. You are nourishing the earth, and the earth is nourishing you. Trust your inner guidance as you are perfectly, divinely aligned. New ideas are flowing to you. Allow yourself to receive. All things are possible, my child. You are in flow. You have been chosen to dream bigger and expand your bloodline. Be generous and loving. Share the wealth. Wow, I'm really fascinated that talked about the bloodline, because I talked about the Ten of Pentacles here, about being talking about the trauma here, and yeah, just I really like the idea of this is a season of renewal for you. It sounds like it's about feeling again, you know, getting in touch with some emotions that need to be healed. So take care, Capricorn. See you next month. Bye-bye.